Hi y'all, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Madeline and I am going to be sharing how I use the Sunlight program with my Happy Planner. And so we are doing the Eastern Hemisphere with my ninth grader, and we're also doing the world cultures with my first grader, and I have a binder for each of them. And in this binder I put 9 weeks worth of stuff in there of the curriculum. And in my Happy Planner, I actually plan out each week. So in the back here, I have 2 tabs, one for Gus and one for Maddox. And I have the color block layout, so that way I have a space for each subject that we do together. And so I'm going to do Gus's first and show you how I do that. And we are on week 10 of the world cultures for my first grader, and I like to write down in each of the columns the different subjects. So I write down things like history, the reading, Bible, and the other subjects that we do, like science and handwriting, as well as math. And we do not use Sunlight's language arts program, so I will show you in just a little bit what we use as a supplement instead. And so I'm just going to go ahead and start out by writing each of the subjects in the boxes here. And so I put down Bible, history, reading, science, and then math, and then our writing and spelling. And then I just go back through and write out each thing that we do every day. And so for Bible, I'm writing out the pages in the Bible that we are reading together, so that way I can quickly, turn to that. And I'm going to go ahead and speed it up so you don't have to watch me do all my writing. And on this bottom corner area, I write the verse memorization. So we do memorizing verses. We're going through the alphabet, and so this week is the letter J, and we're memorizing Hebrews 13:8. And then I go through and do our history, what we're learning in history. I write just a shorthand of what the book is, because I know all the books by now, and I put down the pages and write that out. And I'll put either a little tiny person if there's a timeline figure, or draw like a circle if there's a place on the map that we need to look at on our globe or on our world map. And then I am just writing out science now, and I write out what we're doing in the book, and as well as the questions that we're doing in the activity sheets each of the days. And then I write the experiment that we'll usually do on Thursdays or towards the end of the week. Sometimes we leave that for the weekends. And so now I am showing you what I do for spelling. We do all about spelling, and we do dimensions math. It's the Singapore math book, and we are currently on this page. And so I go ahead and write down, it's like chapter 5, section 5, and then 5.6, 5.7, I write that down. And then I write down once a week we will do the all about spelling lesson. And on the days we are not doing a spelling lesson, we do handwriting or creative writing expression. And I don't show that here, but I get just something basic, writing prompts off of the Teachers Pay Teachers website, and pay for that, and just like supporting other teachers. And so for my son Maddox, I am actually going to bring in his planner here. And what I do is I write out his schedule twice. So I write it in his planner, which is a teacher planner that's like this. And I then write it out in my planner as well. And so the teacher planner, I make sure that he has this. And I use the monthly to show what week we're on, what days we have co-op, when we're not having school. So that way my son has access to that. So my son is 14 years old, about to be 15, and so he's a little more self-taught and on his own most of the time. And so that way I don't have to be as hands-on with him, and he can take ownership of his learning. And so for him, we also do the 4-day week HBL because, again, we do co-op on Fridays. And I am going to go ahead and write out at the top here what week we're on so that I remember. And then I am going to go ahead and get his planner and plan out his schedule first, so that way he has it first thing in the morning if for some reason I don't get a chance to write it out in my planner. But when he is finished with a subject or a particular assignment, he goes ahead and checks it off usually, or is able to just kind of keep track in his head. And then when I grade his work, I usually will check it off in my planner. And so that way it's getting kind of double checked off there for him. And so for his, we put Bible, history, reading, and then he has his grammar and handwriting. And then we do writing and Spanish/math and science he does at co-op. And so I usually don't fill those out, but he will fill it in if he needs to. And right now I'm just writing out the Bible verses that he is to, or the Bible chapters that he is to read, his history. And again, in order to save space, I abbreviate the books and the notebook and whatnot that we do use. And so he knows that 100 GC means 100 gateway cities. And he knows that that's the book he's supposed to go to. And the same thing with EH stands for his Eastern Hemisphere notebook. And so he knows what each of those things mean. And I just write down the pages for him that he's supposed to be completing. I will say that my oldest was not always homeschooled. He did go to public school for several years, and it was actually during the pandemic that virtual learning just wasn't cutting it, and he had asked to be homeschooled just like his younger brother, who he had started homeschooling, and he really took off, and we learned different learning styles that he learns better in, and we're able to make it work. And so there you go. I have it all filled out for both myself and my son. He does Khan Academy for math, and I just make notes of make sure to get your stuff caught up for science if he has anything left over. So again, we don't do Sunlight's Language Arts program. We do writing with the Institute of Excellence for Writing, the IEW, and then we do grammar with Easy Grammar, and have really been enjoying that. And because I don't have enough space in the color block area, I write the Bible scripture in the weekend area. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed hearing how I use Happy Planner and Sunlight together, and I hope you have a wonderful and very blessed day.